Teresita Blanco, dear sister, and today we're reading Saturnastra, Chicot. This is chapter 21, part 1, the Sphinx of Little Sophia. Before the dragon riders abandoned Veragerung, it was said that his city was protected by a dragon. Those that did not have one were a cause for major concern by the Feudal Lord. It meant that Berthame did not trust him enough to give them a dragon. Needless to say, neither the South or the Western Kingdom had their own dragon. Indeed, it was a strange to hear talk of getting a dragon of our own town for protection. Amberaldus was vehement on this new idea, and as of late he had become far more outspoken. He was even drinking a lot less, which was a bother. Without his drinking habit, he was filling out the void by playing war games at Chicot's expense. Their disagreements were causing a lot of tension inside the manor. By the end of spring, when the wooden wall was finally built, Amberaldus felt like trying Chicot's ideas. His negotiations in Veragerung in the foremost letter had not proven profitable. In fact, he had gotten a letter mocking the very idea of giving a dragon to a town in the middle of nowhere. Chicot explained to him that dragons required too much high maintenance. In fact, a bed of gold for a single dragon was enough to bankrupt them. The financing argument eventually persuaded Amberaldus. It was one cool spring morning when the altar for the Sphinx was set up. It was placed on a high window of the tower behind the manor. It was the highest point of the entire city. The window opened to a balcony with a large protrusion. The bottom floor was reinforced to account for the weight of the beast. Though the sphinxes were said to be 4 times smaller than dragons, they were still formidable beasts of considerable size. For the gifts, we laid out items that the sphinxes could not regularly find in the wild. Chicot reasoned that they were like necklaces, tiaras, makeup, and ribbons. He also put out fancy tea with aromatic tea, cakes, and pastry. A day passed and nothing happened. Chicot laid out the gifts again at the same time. He also added a compact, a silk cloth, and an ornamental carpet. Again, nothing happened. Gita, who saw Chicot's arrangement, asked, "Are all sphinxes females?" "The male to female ratio is 1 to 5, the same as elves," explained Chicot. "Really, I never noticed that there were more girls than boys among the elves," I commented. "I guess you thought it was sheer coincidence that Gita has 4 sisters and no brothers," I said, chuckling. "I always wonder what determines a baby's gender," said Gita thoughtfully. "The general rule is that men determine the gender, though there are some notable exceptions among species," explained Chicot. "Also, if I don't father a son, then it's my fault," I commented. "Yes," answered Chicot. Our conversation was cut short when I became aware of a strange creature in the balcony. Much to my shame, a girlish yell escaped my lips, and Gita too exclaimed, surprised by its appearance. The creature was unlike the chimera shown in history books. This was a much smaller, the size of a large hunting dog or wolf. Its wings were red and blue colored, with the bottom of them golden, and the creature had a hawk beak and a crown of feathers. The head mane was braided into blue trenches. Instead of a lion, the skin was slightly spotted. Instead of large impressive claws, its legs were more like those of a cat. Is someone here?
I think Mother right here.
Even its lazy, curious posture reminded me a bit of Arcata aegis. And when it yawned, I was able to see that the beak was part of an ornamental mask. Lightly tapping the fresh tea, it said in a high-pitched voice, "Is this for me?" "No, we were hoping to attract an adult from your flock," I said rudely. We're not seagulls. A large gathering of our kind is called a company, or a pride," she said coldly. "Damn it, Joseph. Who said you were allowed to talk?" said Chicot angrily. "Forgive us, we know not of your people, of you or your people. For this lack of knowledge, we humbly beg your forgiveness," said Gita, bowing. The Sphinx said, "That is much better. You went to a lot of trouble to speak with one of my kind. How may I be of service? My humans have been a bit paranoid as a result of the wars. We would appreciate it if you would check up on our well-being every once in a while. Also, if you see a large army headed our way, do inform us of it. But only if it's not too much of a bother," said Chicot politely. He added, "Also, when you do come, do make the effort to let your entrance be more noticeable. If only we notice your comings and going, my fans will be prone to call me a liar." Ah, yes, which explains the price. I understand that humans pride themselves in showing force to exotic animals. Why not have a dragon engage in this charade? They certainly do enjoy the attention of the doughty masses, said the Sphinx sitting by the altar. From time to time she would lightly touch the things with her pretty paw. She's like this tick, tick, tick. Dragons are too expensive, I said inadvertently blurted out. Ah, so I am just a cheap replacement. Good day to you, sir, she said as she started flapping her wings to leave. Chicot detained her by saying, oh, please, 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 we do need you. I need you. In fact, you were my first option from the start. Don't go. Just ignore Joseph. The fool is mad, and he doesn't know what he's saying. Returning to the balcony, she commented, I thought there was something off with him. I would be quite foolish of me to take in earnest the words of a madman. My first impressions of him were quite correct. I was about to retort, but then I remembered my past episode. Chuckling, she went back to absent-mindedly fiddling with the trinket Chicot had laid out for her. When she was bored, then she said, I will help you, but only if you answer my riddle. Ah, that's new, said Gita, rolling her eyes. Ugh, a riddle. What happens if we fail to answer the riddle? I asked. I take all the items for free, said the Sphinx. Fair enough, nodded Chicot. In the morning it walks on 4 feet, in the afternoon in 2, and in the evening 3, said the Sphinx. I thought a moment, and then remembering a play I saw as a child, I said, the answer is man. Wrong, that's not the right answer, said the Sphinx. The answer is the Philosopher's Stone, answered Chicot. Ah, you got the right answer, said the Sphinx in disappointment. She added, since we are going to be better acquainted, I suppose it would be unkind of me so not to offer you my name in recompense. My name is Ulna. Pleased to meet you. I am Chicot. This is Gita and that is Joseph, said Chicot, giving a brief introduction. I felt a bit disconcerted when I noticed that Ulna had taken a minute to tell us her name. I was under the impression that she had made it up. I kept this impression to myself, considering that I was already detested by our strange visitor. Time, bro?
7 minutes.
Ulna removed her mask to show her human-looking face. Her face had normal human properties, except that her eyes were round like those of a cat. They were also pitch black, which took all the humanity from her pretty face. She had spots around her eyes and cheekbones too. Ulna saw me studying her face, so she gave me a horrific grimace. Never in my life had I seen a face so terrifying. Her face quickly resumed a playful look. Ulna put her mask on and resumed to fiddle with the items on the table, while lightly touching them with her paw. She said, don't get any funny ideas of trying to contact another one of my kind. We tend to avoid humans as of late, since they started trying to enslave us. Taming, that is what they call it. Some things cannot be helped, said Chicot sadly. After this conversation, we proceeded to help Ulna take her presents. We placed them in individual boxes tied to smaller items to her side, and after 5 trees, she had taken all of her goods back to her nest. Her nest was in undetermined location, and she would fly rather high before disappearing. She was either flying swiftly or had used a spell to return home. When she left for good, Chicot explained that most of the species practiced some sort of magic or other, and during her later visit she had a much larger appearance, and her visit was far more terrifying. This was all a charade aimed at making Amberaldus think that little Sophia had an adult Sphinx at their disposal. Chicot had asked Ulna to put on a show, and she readily agreed in exchange of sweet pastry. Based on her size and what she liked, I guess she was a juvenile Sphinx. Her feathers were always dainty and perfect, and sometimes she would wear decorative flowers and jewelry depending on her mood. And before she would arrive, the air around the balcony would smell of lilacs. She would often wear white lilacs on the back of her braided hair. Oftentimes, I would doubt her strategic significance. Still, since she started visiting, little Sophia had regained some sort of normalcy. The tension caused by the first army battle finally passed, and in time, war was once again something far off, into the distance, that had nothing to do with our little Sophia. Alright, that's the end of that chapter. Bye-bye.